Whether you're watching, listening or reading this, welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we're on a mission to raise £1 million for children's charities by run vlogging on consecutive days the distance of one lap around the world. It is a staggering 40,075 kilometres. It's going to take somewhere in the region of 11 years to accomplish, so plenty of time to raise that money. I'm going to commit to running a minimum of 5 kilometres every day, and I'll even do it whilst vlogging, and I'll even do it barefoot style. So for those regulars will know that I vlog about my passions, which is entrepreneurship and running, and most importantly how these topics link together to help people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise as a release mechanism. It's a beautiful morning today. The sun is shining. It's a little bit blowy, but about 6-7 degrees, so decent running conditions. And it's Friday Funnels today, where we talk about all things sales funnels and marketing based. And the topic for discussion today is cold traffic. So please give this challenge some support by subscribing, liking and sharing this content to get it in front of as many people as possible. And let's get started. So, cold traffic, what is it? Well, it is one of 3 different types of online traffic. Now, if you're not familiar with traffic is visitors or people, and that's the term it's used to describe them in the online space. So the number of followers, the number of visitors, the number of clicks, there's all forms of traffic that's happening in your online world, so on your website, on your adverts, on your social media platforms. The more traffic you get means the more people are seeing your stuff online. So cold traffic is one of the 3 main categories of which all traffic will fall into when we're discussing, so I've just got to climb over this, when we're discussing marketing tactics. Anybody who's in your target demographic will fall into one of these 3 categories, and they are cold, warm and hot traffic. And basically what we're doing here is describing where they fit along a continuum. So if we look at a continuum, and on the far left hand side, pain or problem is the far left hand side. You've then got in the middle, you've got solution and to desire to solve that problem, and then further from that, at the far hand side, you've got solution aware and desire to solve it, and you're also aware of the product and service and person who's providing it. Okay, so that's how the kind of continuum works. And in those 3 sections, you've got the different types of traffic. So on the far left hand side, where people are pain or problem aware, but they have no idea what the solution is to that problem, that's cold traffic. Okay, they're people that are potentially your customers because they have a problem and a pain that your product or service can solve, but they know nothing about the solution that's available, and they have nothing about the products and services that you offer, or you as an individual. Warm traffic is in the middle, so that's people that have got the pain and the problem, and they know about the solutions available, and they have a desire to solve that problem. Okay, this is what we call warm audience. Okay, so they're ready and primed, but they know nothing about you, your reputation, what your products and services do. So again, that's why they're warm and not hot. Now, hot traffic are like your true fans. They're people that follow, know, like and trust you. They have the problem or the pain in question. They know about the solutions available, and they have a desire to solve that problem. But most importantly, they know about you, they trust you, and they know that you have a product or service to solve that problem. So that's what we call hot traffic. That's the golden chalice of marketing. The more traffic we have in our hot traffic category, generally the more successful we'll be, because all we really have to do there is ask them for the sale. Okay, and then you should convert really, really highly. Now we're going to focus down cold traffic. So as I've explained, these are people who are potential customers. They have no idea who you are. Okay, they have no idea about your products and services. They have no idea what the solutions are to their pain or problem, but they are aware that they do have this pain or problem, and they're not even 100% sure they've got the desire to solve it at this stage. Okay, so this is where the process of moving them along this continuum, or moving people along this continuum, is called nurturing. And it's like pre-framing, educating, nurturing. They're all forms of the nurturing process, where ultimately what you're going to try and do strategically is softly educate them about the solutions that are available, about how they can solve their pain, building up the desire to solve that pain. And then you're going to, obviously, as you've done that, they're going to be knowing more about you as an individual, and you're not going to introduce your products and services till the very, very end, by which time, hopefully, you've built up credibility that you know what you're talking about, and you're giving them advice and help. And should they want to work with you at that stage is when you introduce the product and service. And if you do that correctly, and it varies in the amount of time it takes, and there's lots of variables here. It could be, if it's a high ticket item, you might have to nurture people for a long period of time. If it's a relatively low price point, you might be able to nurture them a little bit quicker. And there are other variables as well that will dictate how long the nurturing process will take. But ultimately, the importance in marketing is you need to understand your target demographic is broken down into these 3 different sections. And there is a 4th. There's, completely, people that have never come into contact with you. Cold traffic is the definition of traffic. They've actually stumbled across something you do. So that's why they're very cold. But there's actually, non-existent traffic. Okay, that's a category as well. There's so many people that are problem aware there, but they've never even come across anything of you, so you've never even stumbled across them. And the ways in which you can build the pools of traffic vary. And we talk about how you can drive traffic in this order. Okay, this is the priority list of the activities you should be taking to increase your traffic. Number 1 is consistent content. You need to be putting content out there as consistently as you possibly can. I put 34 different formats of content out every single day through my repurposing process. Okay, so I know all about this, and it takes a long time to start building traction here and getting more and more followers. My following's doubled in a year, but I started with a relatively low following of around 7,000 or 8,000, and I'm now kind of 15 plus thousand in terms of total following across all platforms. Still pretty small, but I've consistently published content every day for a year to kind of get that result, and it's still got a long way to go. So content creation is number 1. Number 2 is collaborations. This is something that I'll be doing a lot of when I launch my challenge to raise £1 million, which is going to happen in a few weeks. I'll be looking to collaborate with people with big followers, with people who can help promote this amazing cause of philanthropy that I'm working on by this running blog. So collaboration, partnering with people to people who, where does your target market hang out? Anybody who owns websites where your traffic could be, or your target market could be. Other influencers out there who have big followers that are going to be relevant to your products or services, and also like places like community Facebook groups, etc. These are great places to kind of collaborate with to kind of enhance your following. So collaborations is a massive topic in its own right. And Russell Brunson, who's someone who I follow, he calls this the Dream 100. List 100 people, reach out to all of them. You only need one person off that 100, and that's probably the conversion rate you'll get of people who are going to work with you, and that can turn your business it can double your business overnight. That's how important this process is. Number 3 is affiliates. Okay, if you have existing customers, create an affiliate program, allow them to promote on your behalf for a commission. It makes complete sense because they know, like, and trust you. They've used your product. They're the best testimonials. It's like having a team of salespeople that you can put on a commission-only plan. They might get 20%, and bang, they go off and sell. You give them links. You can track all this through technology, and you've got a ready-made sales force. And number 4 is paid advertising. And paid advertising is where you're targeting people on very specific behaviours, demographics, all sorts of different things. So you're trying to identify who your target market is. Who's that target avatar? What do they look like? Go through the journey of who they are and try and pinpoint that exact type person. And places like Facebook ads, for example, you can go really, really deep on this stuff and be really laser-like focused in your advertising campaigns to try and draw people into your websites and your content, and to be part of your online traffic that you can then, once you've got their details, you can then nurture them for free through from cold, warm to hot traffic. Now, back to the kind of how it works. Cold traffic is generally the hardest to work with, because they only know about the problem and pain, so you need to lead with conversations which resonate to them and their pain and that problem. They don't know about the solutions yet, and even when you introduce the solution, there's no guarantee that they're going to have a desire strong enough to take action to solve that problem. So this is where the nurturing sequence becomes so important. Oh yeah. So it's really, really key to not rush this process. And the people that do this best do it consistently, very softly, very much a pre-framing educational process of education, changing the way they're thinking about this problem, the impact. You want to talk a lot about the impact that not solving this problem is going to have, to really drive some kind of urgency from them to really want to learn more about the solutions that are available. Now, when you've got them there and they're in the warm traffic category, you're then focusing on what this solution is actually going to, the outcome of it, what's it going to give them, not the impact of not doing it and focusing on the pain. You're now moving them more towards pleasure, and you're selling them the kind of what their life's going to be like when this problem is solved, and why they should really drive the urgency to find out more. And by this time, if you've taken them on this journey, they're going to be trusting you as the person who's told them and educated them from problem and pain through to, oh well, actually this guy is talking about a solution that's going to solve my pain, and you know what, he's given me the urgency to want to do it because I haven't considered the impact of not doing it and also the outcome of solving this problem. And they're now like, right, well, what do I do? And at that stage you then start softly introducing them into the products and services that you can offer, and you try and give them some guarantees and some commitment and some confidence that investing with you is the right thing. But if you've taken the time and effort to educate them along this journey, then even if a competitor comes in, they're not going to have that relationship with this traffic like you have. So the name of the game here is not to do it too quickly. Okay, nurture them slowly. Okay, if you're going too hard, you'll lose them straight away, and they'll drift away into the abyss again and not come back. Once you put these people off, it's very, very difficult to get them back. Whereas if you nurture them the right way, and you do get them to hot traffic, they'll fall into your true fans category as a customer, and they'll potentially stay with you for life if you treat them right. So really, really important to understand the importance of this. So when have I kind of focused on cold traffic? Well, all my content is going out. You know, I've had 7,000 or so new followers, which you'd classify as cold traffic. These are people that, if I look at Runpreneur, knew nothing about what I'm doing, but all of a sudden they've come across one of my videos or one of my posts and they've followed me. Okay, so that's still very cold. You know, and when I look at it from my perspective, is the pain I'm trying to promote is if you have children, okay, there's children in the world that are struggling in so many different ways, and we can do something to help them. So what I'm trying to do here is, in my journey, is to educate people on the multiple issues that children in this world face today, which is tragic when you think, you know, it's the 21st century, and you know, how can we still be having kids in poverty and you know, some of the health conditions that could easily be treated with the right medical research and things like this. It's an absolute travesty, and I think that making people aware of this and understanding that the money that we raise will go to making a difference is what we're trying to kind of educate. But I'm not asking for money straight away. I'm telling them about the issues, and I'm doing more and more content that's hopefully going to be resonating with people. But I mean, it's a bit different because it's not for profit, and it's ultimately philanthropy that I kind of fall within, and my content is often about helping entrepreneurial people, really, and people who want to improve their health. So that's the kind of people that I generally will relate with more. But a lot of these people are at the ages where they have children, and that's where I drop them into educating them from cold to warm and giving them the awareness of what's going on in the world, and then giving them the urgency to want to donate to try and make a difference. And how I'm doing it is just content. I'm about to go into the realms of collaborations and partnering with some big influencers, some big organisations, products, endorsements, etc., to try and get this challenge well and truly on the map. And when we get to that stage, obviously there'll be reams and reams of people that will be cold coming into the journey. It's then about nurturing them with the content that I provide that will hopefully provide them with free value, and in return they'll learn more about what this challenge is all about and hopefully want to support it. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm tackling the first two. I also have affiliates in my other businesses, and I will be opening an affiliate program to help them promote what I do also. And the final one is paid advertising. Well, I probably won't use paid advertising. I'll be using it for my other businesses, and I'll make a determination on whether I want to use it for Runpreneur, because Runpreneur is a not-for-profit. So, I'm going to be donating to the cause. I may choose to put my donations into advertising to bring more people in, which will hopefully bring a return greater than what I invest in the advertising. So that will be the last stage. Not quite decided on whether I'm going to do that. But the focus that I've got with this challenge is getting as much cold traffic as possible. The more cold traffic I have, and the better my nurturing sequence becomes. And the beauty of my nurturing sequence is I'm not selling anything. It's not for profit. So when I ask for, a lot of people struggle when they ask for money. I'm not profiting from any money that we generate. It's all going to the causes that are going to help children. And that is truly a lovely feeling to have. And then you don't get the kind of ill feeling that a lot of people have when they're sold to. They're actually thinking, this guy's genuinely trying to help. And you know what? I want to support this guy and help him. I want to be a part of this journey, this movement. And that's what my kind of Runpreneur journey is all about. So, why should you take note of this? Well, ignoring the stuff I've just said about my personal journey and Runpreneur as a whole, if you're a business owner and you're not online, you're an offline business, the number of offline businesses I know that have been wiped out through COVID, I think we're now in an age you have to be online. And if you want a chance to succeed, 1 in 10 businesses to last the test of time. It's a staggeringly low stat. And I think the ones that are online have got a much greater chance of being in that niche 1%, 10% than the ones that are certainly offline. So my advice would be, get online if you're not ready. Just get online, get an online presence, get a website, get your social platform set up, and then you can gradually learn about this stuff. But I've talked to you about the different types of traffic today. I've talked to you about, over the last 3 weeks, how you communicate with this traffic. And if you do this right, you'll start seeing more and more leads coming into your business that you never knew existed before. And the direct result will be a much more profitable and thriving business if you do this right. So hopefully that's useful. That's pretty much it from me today. As always, if you like this episode, please give it a like, a comment and a subscribe. If you've got any questions on this stuff, drop me a comment. I'll respond to every one. If it's a bigger topic, I'll do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. Do check the links in my bios, whereby you can keep up to date with the challenge and how we're performing, how we're doing. And also, you can find all of my content. You can watch, listen or read it. And it's all catalogued nice and neatly. So it should be easy to find stuff that's relevant to you. So all that's left to say is that the Runpreneur vlog was set up to help people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety. So everything I talk about is always linked in some way to helping people overcome these emotions. And we all experience these pressures and stresses every single day. And if we don't have a mechanism to release these pressures into form of stress, so clear our head, process what's going on, gain clarity, refocus and move on, then it works like pressure building up in a pipe without a release valve. And when we're in that type of scenario, if you don't relieve the daily and weekly stresses, they evolve into overwhelm. Overwhelm is when you have so much going on in your head, you almost don't know where to start, so you freeze, you almost have a seizure, and you start procrastinating. And then this enhances the issue. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And then as a result, you then drift into the realms of panic and anxiety, and you're then flirting with the edge of mental health issues. And believe you me, you do not want to be there. Now, I've been there before, and in this example, the pressure gets so vast, the pipe bursts, and that's where you have a mental breakdown. And I've lost businesses because of this. I've lost business partners because of this, and I've almost been bankrupt because of this. And it's a horribly dark place that I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. So my pledge to you is there's no coincidence that over the last 11 months of doing this running vlog, which is my release mechanism, I've made more progress than I have done in the previous 4 to 5 years. So this stuff really works. So my pledge to you, if you're struggling with this, just drop me a message, okay? There's no catch here. Okay, the Runpreneur vlog is not for profit. There's no sale. Yes, we do raise money for charitable causes, but donations are always optional and never essential. So reach out, we'll jump on a call, completely free of charge. I'll give you a step-by-step guide on how we can get you back onto the right path. And I know this stuff works because I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs and people over the years, and I can continue to do so. As I've always said, if this vlog helps one person or saves one business and ultimately raises money for charity, it's been 100% worthwhile. So that's pretty much it for me today. Please do check out the links in my bio. Please do subscribe to this channel, support it. Even if you only support this challenge by subscribing to the channel or sharing the content, then that will get it out to more and more people. The more people that reach, the more money we make, the more difference we make to the children that need it the most. So as always, I'll leave you with stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.